Even outside, playing in the backyard, Caden and Skyler can't escape the damage and disrepair of their mould-infested flat. Next to their trampoline lie the belongings their mum Sherri has been forced to throw out just in the last few months.
My daughter's bed, her chest of drawers, the wardrobes, my laminate flooring that we just had to pull up in the hallway because of a leak in the bathroom.
You're constantly throwing stuff away.
All the time. We lose everything.
The problem began 8 years ago. Black mould covering the walls in the bedrooms where Sherri and her 4 children sleep. Her 7-year-old, Skyler, sleeps in a tent on top of her bed to try to avoid it.
Some of them are complaints going back to 2015.
Sherri has complained continuously to Clarion, her housing association.
Mould in bathroom, 2015, mould.
They've washed the mould off 10 times, but despite that, it always comes back.
My kids are used to it. As bad as it is, this is like the normal for them. How sad's that? They've got the world in front of them and they only know mould and throwing away their stuff. That's it.
Clarion told us overcrowding is the major reason for the mould here and blames a housing crisis caused by a lack of affordable homes to rent for being unable to rehome the family. The one message that comes up time and time again from the tenants we've spoken to in this housing investigation is a feeling of powerlessness, of not being heard, and crucially not knowing where to turn when the problems aren't being properly fixed. And a big part of that problem is with the current complaint system, which is slow, complicated and cumbersome. First, there's the Housing Ombudsman, but council and housing association tenants aren't allowed to complain directly themselves. They must first go through a designated person, an MP or a local councillor, who lodge a complaint on their behalf. For tenants in the private sector, there's no legal obligation on their landlord to even sign up to the Housing Ombudsman. It's voluntary. Then there's another body, the Local Government and Social Care Ombudsman. They also deal with housing complaints. And then there's another, the Regulator for Social Housing, but they will only deal with complaints where there is serious detriment to residents. So in the whole of 2019-20, they investigated just 143 cases.
So around here is particularly very bad.
Fabio knows that cycle well. When black mould started growing in his small studio flat 3 years ago, he eventually took legal action against his landlord, Kensington and Chelsea Council, who made repairs and paid compensation, but within a year, the mould had returned.
I feel like I'm talking to a wall all the time. We're the tenants, we're the ones who are living here. They're not living here. Yeah, we're the ones who have to feel safe, who have to feel happy in their surroundings.
Kensington and Chelsea Council said there have been cases of damp in the tower block following the removal of external cladding, and work has begun to resolve these issues. They say they've been working with Fabio's solicitor to attempt to gain access to the property for some time, which he disputes. The council says everyone deserves to live in a safe, healthy home. But for some, they're losing hope of that ever happening.